Hi, Virgo. It's your turn for your full moon in Scorpio reading. It's a pink moon. I've been reading up on it a little bit. And I think the main things that I found out about it is that it is, they said the spotlight is on vulnerability and secrets, and mentioned something about sudden realizations and fresh perspective. That's been kind of the theme this whole spring, this fresh perspective for a lot of the readings anyway. So Spirit, this is for my Virgo friends for the full moon in Scorpio. Oh, 4 of them came out already. That was quick. Quick and easy. I don't pay any attention to reversals. And I read back and forth, so the story is, it's not a linear story, it's just an energetic story. So that kind of goes back and forth. Before I get too involved in what came out of this deck, I'm going to take a look at the overall energy of this reading with the energy oracle cards. Spirit, can we get some overall energy, please? Card for the overall energy or the gist of this reading for Virgo for this full moon in Scorpio, please. That one really wants to come out. I'll see if something jumps. Yep, something did. I don't usually pull, but it seemed... Patience, how funny. Goddess of the moon and patience. Okay, what have we here? I don't know if you can see stuff. I do not have a great setup with technology at this point. Eventually that may change. I hope it does. But right now I'm just kind of doing this for fun and don't really have the funds to invest in equipment and all that. We'll see. So we have 4 of Cups at the bottom of the deck, which is about, reflection, introspection. 4 is usually a call or an invitation for a timeout or rest or reprieve of some sort. Underneath that you have the Emperor. This guy is pretty dogmatic. He likes to follow the rules. He is the divine masculine energy. Very, very powerful. And as you can, he's kind of austere, right? He's not a warm, fuzzy guy, but he is kind. He's just not a huggy one. Then you have the Lovers. This is about union, balance, sometimes about making a choice. So we'll see what the rest of this has to do with. My guess is that it has to do with harmony and balance. Page of Wands. She's really at one with all of the nature around her, playing her violin or whatever for all the little forest creatures. This is pursuing your passion wholeheartedly. And the page is there's an innocence about the page. They're not quite 100% masters yet of whatever this endeavor is. They're really good at it. But there's just a little bit, there's like an innocence. There's a childlike openness to the page. And the Page of Wands is like an open-heartedness. So there's super creative. And Wands is about the fire in your belly kind of passion, creativity. And that's, you can see that this is pretty much full force right there. Super creative, successful. 3 of Pentacles. This is about, I want to say like collaboration. 3s are often about, sometimes about celebration or collaboration or family or something, but, and it's a really solid, 3 is a good foundation number. And Pentacles, it looks like a foundation for additional stuff, because Pentacles is the manifestation of the material world. It's your money, it's physical stuff. Money, wealth, things, cars, houses, clothing. Four of Wands, or Four of Swords, this is another, take a break again. Okay, going to stop at that and see what this is all about, because you have the Six of Swords here and the Six of Wands. So the Six of Wands is victory. And you have the Queen of Wands. Like I said, the Wands is the overall, it's the creative, fire in the belly kind of passion. Not necessarily the romantic passion, but definitely the fire in the belly kind of passionate, being passionate about something. So if you have goals and you're really driven because of the love or excitement for that thing, it's like an enthusiasm for whatever your goal is. Yeah, and that Queen of Wands, she's just exuberant. I mean, everything is exciting. So here we do have the victory or triumph. There's at least a moment of victory and triumph here. This Wands, she's this is just a rich, active card, right? She's just playing her harp around all this nature, and it's responding. It's all one. It's thriving. This is a good thriving energy. Ten of Cups is about the happy family, right? This is about complete fulfillment, certainly on an emotional level. And a lot of other cards or other decks will indicate they'll have like a little treasure somewhere, so that even though you see the Ten of Cups, you'll know that it's about the emotional body, but you don't have to worry about the finances, because there's oftentimes some kind of depiction of the money energy in there as well. Now the Six of Swords, Six of Swords, trying to think, another deck calls it the Six of Air, and it's about a passage. So there's some movement here. It's usually about moving away from some sense of difficulty or trials, tribulations, or challenges. It's moving away from that. And all of this indicates that there is victory, there is joy, and again, more joy. So it seems like you're heading in the right direction. This feels like this is what you're coming out of. And this Four of Cups, the call for introspection, and this dogmatic stuff behind it is like, it looks like you're looking for some balance. That's what I'm getting here. Just some balance, and maybe fire up the passion in your life. Get excited about what you're doing. And if you're not doing something that you're excited about, maybe that's what this is for. Maybe it's time to go inward and think about that. I feel like this passage is from a sense of not knowing, maybe, or a stuckness, a stagnance, to, I believe that this is just a call to, it's an invitation to just take some time, go inward, and then all this energy, this other stuff will be waiting for you to help you move forward. So Goddess of the Moon and Patience. Patience was the one I tugged out because it looked like it wanted to come out, but it wasn't very assertive. So that's full about letting go of desperation. It's about a peaceful presence. She is telling you that it is time to release the old urgency. Oh, okay, well that's nice. It's funny that it came out slow too and didn't jump out like everything else. Time to release the old urgency and to look at things with a much cleaner or clearer perspective. When this card is upright, it's telling you to relax and let go of single-minded desperation that's been driving you. Don't try to force your will on only one option. When you think there's only one solution to satisfy your need or to make you happy, you're blocking many other potential solutions. So let go of the anxiety, that which again comes back to being introspective. And then just that art of allowing, hard to do, harder to do than one would think. Trying to stay present, being in the moment are good ways to learn how to allow, because you're not all spun up about what's happened or what's going to happen. This is, again, the same thing, Four of Cups. This is about the intuition going within. Yeah, she just wants you to, this again, it's about intuition, the ability to receive insights from your soul's point of view. Receiving this card tells you that you have the power to get intuitive information on all types of issues, and now is the time to use it. So this is an invitation, I guess. This is the invitation to go inward. And it looks like these are the rewards. So let's take a look. Let's see if we can shed some light on this, if we can get some clarification. Spirit, can we get some clarification, please, for Virgo with their full moon in Scorpio, the pink full moon in Scorpio? This is for Virgo's reading, please. Just looking for clarification. I'm going to give it one more shuffle. This is a thick deck. Clarification, please, for our Virgo friends. Oopsie, that one jumped out. I think there's a couple in there. It looks like the Innocence of Pentacles, and the Innocence, I think, oh my gosh, okay, a few flipped over. We're going to just go with those. I'm going to put these back so I don't want to upset the order. I want the bottom of the deck to remain the bottom. The rest I don't really much care about. Okay. So bottom of the deck on this one is strength. So this requires some patience and some faith also. Three of Cups. Definitely celebration here. Collaboration, family. This is a really happy card. You can see the dolphins dancing. They're all in tune with each other. This is lovely. Six of Swords. And we've already talked about that. This is about passage. You've got that twice. So Six of Swords is out twice. Exactly the same card. The movement of Wands is the Knight of Wands. And that is usually... in the suits, this is, or in the royal order, this is just below the Queen. And the Knight is called movement in this deck. And it is about movement. They can be a little impetuous. The Knights can be a little bit impetuous. They don't always stop to look both ways. They don't... The Knight of Wands, or the movement of Wands, is following your passion, and has a stick-to-itiveness. There's a tenacity with this card. They do see it through. Three of Swords. I'm going to put this over. I'm not sure where, because Three of Swords is like you're coming out of something, coming out of disappointment or heartbreak. It's always, many people say it's about a broken heart, but sometimes it's just plain disappointment. You know, you tried something, it didn't work out. You know, and maybe you were putting all your eggs in one basket, or maybe you were so focused in going one direction, like this patience card said, that you just haven't discovered, you haven't been open to noticing that there are other opportunities around. So this speaks to that kind of disappointment. Innocence of Cups and Innocence of Pentacles. These are both pages. Innocence of Pentacles. This Innocence of Cups is wearing your heart on your sleeve, doing things with an open heart. Openness is the key to this energy. Pentacles, he's a learner. He's a good hard worker, but you can see he's just a baby cow. I think the Spirit, which is the king in this deck, is a full-grown bison, and this is just a baby. So he's got all the potential in the world. He's just not there yet. He just needs time and mentoring. So whatever this is could mean some time or mentoring, which is why I come back to the Strength card, because that also, to me, indicates patience. And he's got the infinity symbol here. So nothing other than this, I mean, you have movement, because you've got the sixes, right? The Six of Swords twice. It is about passage, but it's not, I think this is more like a rite of passage from one stage or one chapter in your life to the next one. And I feel like you're coming out of this disappointment. That's just the only word I can think of, because it doesn't feel like it's an earth-shattering, heartbreaking thing. It feels like, oh, well, it's maybe time, like, that's too bad, it didn't work, let's try something else. But in order to do that, you're really called upon to go inward. Trust your intuition, spend some time being quiet, and the opportunities or the ideas of what to look for in opportunities will start showing up. And that's when all this great energy comes out. You've got all the assistance. I mean, this is Three of Cups. This is celebration. This is lying underneath. What's under here? Five of Pentacles. But then you have Six of Cups. Six of Cups is another good, and then Movement of Pentacles. You can see how the bison's starting to grow up when he's the same age as a knight. And High Priestess, that's about mystery, trusting that what is happening in the spirit world is happening on your behalf, for your highest and best good. And you might not be seeing the results now yet. It might not be manifesting in the physical, so now is the time to just wait and trust. And the Sage is the same as the Hierophant. It's the invitation to a spiritual practice, whether you have one or you don't. It's like, if you have one, don't forget about it. And if you don't, maybe it's time to consider how you might incorporate that into your existence. So yeah, you've got, this is Pentacles. This feels like a project of some sort, or a life change. It feels like, because it looks like a stage of something, but it doesn't look like it's a romance. I'm not sure if it's a job or some type of, if it's a shift in careers or a shift to another level of a career, or it doesn't look like it's all business though. This is about a passion that you have that you're going to start making money with, I think. And your intuition, something about your intuition, because there's a lot of this blue, there's all about the intuition, the third eye. There's something about that is, I think, where you're going to get the idea or whatever it is that you need to focus on. And again, this Strength card, I didn't talk about this one yet. This is, again, about disappointment. You know, oh, the broken engagement, they broke their pearls, whatever. You're still okay, because 5 is an invitation to make a change. So when fives happen, I think the traditional tarot shows this card with I think it's the person out in the cold. It's like poor little match girl in front of the windows of a church or something, and you can see that she's cold, and there's probably lively stuff happening on the inside, and the lights are shining through the windows, which are bright and colorful, so it looks like she's shut out. Other decks show this as like being on the outer part of a gate, being locked out. Another one that I love is showing someone looking like they're locked out, but the key is right behind them, and the door is right next to the key, and there's light filtering underneath. So easily, all they have to do is turn around, grab the key, and open the door. They're not locked out, but this is an internal struggle. So anyway, that is the disappointment, Five of Pentacles. So I feel like that's the energy you're coming out of. And strength will be required because no change is easy. But like this moon says, it's like time for the fresh perspective. And I do feel like that's what's happening here. Like you're going to realize, boom, something. When you start to do this quiet energy, something's going to change, and it'll be a sudden shift in your perspective. It's going to take some patience, though, for it to really get moving. Yeah, because over here we've got victory, we've got fulfillment, and more fulfillment. This is bliss. And passage. There's also with this card, I feel like this card, this could be just, sorry, I just threw it on the floor. My interpretation of it, but this person is all curled up on the bird's back, all nestled in, trusting, but I feel like this person's exhausted, right? So that's why she's not able to make the journey on her own. That's why she rides the back of this beast, this bird thing, to make that passage. I feel like there's some kind of exhaustion that you're coming out of. Or maybe that's what this disappointment is. Maybe you just hit a wall and you can't do anymore. But this passage, you can see this turtle. Turtle is not a fast moving thing, so it doesn't necessarily indicate swift movement with this passage. I think it just means another level or another phase, another chapter, whether it's, I don't know if it's linear or if it's a different trajectory, because that is not coming out here. Because you're pretty well balanced. You've got lots of pentacles, lots of wands. I do feel like there's more of the wands than anything else. Well, there's a lot of I think it's about some kind of passion you are doing. So I'm going to ask, see if this deck is usually, I feel like I need more input though. Well, let's see what this says, because this may surprise me. I feel like this healing shamanic deck is about healing, and maybe it is, because maybe that's what this is all about. Spirit, can we get a little bit more advice or blessing, please, for Virgo for their full... Oh, I've got half of these cards right side up and half the other direction. Sorry about that. We'll just go with whatever flies out, flies out. Can we have a card, please, for Virgo for this full moon in Scorpio? Full moon in Scorpio for Virgo. Something flew out into my lap, and it is death. Okay. Don't worry. It's probably not what you think. Okay. I'm sure there's too much glare on that, but it says death is scary. Endings, whether they are planned or not planned, or a surprise, they are most often accompanied with a sense of anxiety, unease, or more strongly, with denial and refusal to let go of the person, relationship, or situation that is ending. Well, this all says it's time to move on anyway, right? So maybe that's what this is. The ending of something. The endings always signify beginnings. As in the New Beginning card, this card urges you to let go gracefully. Do not attach yourself to the emotions and energy of what is ending. Feel it, experience it, and then let it go. A slight shift in perspective is sometimes all that is needed to experience this transition with grace and ease, instead of thinking, oh no, I have to start all over. Shift your perspective slightly and think, yay, I get to start all over. It's like a clean slate, right? That's the energy I'm getting with this, and that's the moon from the stuff that I was reading about. It says this shift will raise your energetic vibrations and carry you through this time of change. It can also indicate the ending of a troublesome situation, which I do feel like this is you're coming out of something like this heavy, dark, sad or frustrated energy. I'm getting more frustration than sad. I'm gonna go one more. I think that actually was the right card for me to pull. I was thinking I was gonna need more tarot, but I don't think I do. I am gonna ask for a final blessing though for you, Virgo. Can we have a final blessing, please, for Virgo? Final blessing, please, for Virgo. Whoops. Way too many. For the full moon in Scorpio. We have a card, please, for the full moon in Scorpio for my Virgo friends. Get a card, please, for full moon in Virgo, or full moon in Scorpio for my Virgo friends, please. A card for Virgo, Spirit, please. May we have a card? There we go. Body and soul. And this is the Oracle of the Seven Energies deck by Colette Baron Reed, and I'll give you a close-up of that. Body and soul. Taking care of yourself, seeing yourself as a complete package. Body not separate from soul. Centered in your sense of self, comfortable in your body, your authentic identity, physical health. Extreme self-care is called for when you receive this card. And it says, answer truthfully. Are you taking care of yourself? Your first choice may be to care for others before meeting your own needs. Check in with yourself if you are experiencing hunger, anger, loneliness, tiredness. This card is a signal that it's time to take a break from your current focus and get busy taking care of you, which also is a call about this introspective stuff. So in order to become introspective, you do have to just take a step back. Get back into your body. I'm a big advocate of just soaking in the tub. 10, 15 minutes, 20 is ideal, but if you do what you can do. Or soak your feet. Something that gives you water and grounding. I just kind of feel like it's a cleansing, grounding thing at the same time. So body and soul, and we're going to need patience, so remember that. But this is all about the next phase for you. You just have to, I think, in order to harness all this good energy. And I'll show you the joy in these cards, because this is what awaits you. The Ten of Cups. Oh, it is two people. I couldn't tell. It's really hard to tell. Two people with all these beautiful little fish swimming around them. And whenever you have this big ball of light behind, it's really joyful. Even if it's underwater, it's like the sun. The sun nurtures. The sun is about expansion and growth. Ten of Cups. I mean, you really can't do better than that. That's as high as the numbers go on the cards before you get to the royal cards. And Cups is all about the heart, right? That's beautiful. Six of Wands, this is victory. It's not an end victory. It's a victory like you have had great success so far. But it's a so far card. So it's keep going. When you get this, it's like, yay, you're doing great, but keep it up. And when you get this one, you're pretty much there. And this is the passion. This is like you are really just living your dream. Surrounded by complete fulfillment on all levels. I mean, all of this is, beautiful. And because Pentacles shows up down here in some significant forms, I feel like money's not an issue. But I don't think this is about money. I feel like this is about your passion that maybe you've been ignoring, or maybe you tried one thing and it's time to switch it to something else, because whatever you've been doing isn't working. So finding some way to take care of yourself, because maybe you're beating yourself up because whatever you're doing isn't working. It's not your fault. It's just time. It's not meant for you, right? It just time to do something a little bit different. And it doesn't have to be complete 180. It can be a shift. Just shifting your perspective a little bit. And I think the opportunities might start showing up. This feels like it can be very soon. By soon, I mean within a few months. There you go, Virgo. So I'm sorry about this disappointment that you've had, but step away from it, move on, and this is the passage into your next best life, okay? The invitation is to go inward and become introspective, at least to figure out this next step. So thanks for tuning in. Give me a thumbs up if you would be so kind, and subscribe and share if you like. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Probably New Moon might be my next one, unless I am called to do a pick a deck type of reading. Thanks very much. Bye-bye, everybody.